Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors showing early interest in elite sharpshooter, report. Bucks guard Malik Beasley, who made an elite 2.8 threes per game at 41.3% shooting in the 2023-24 season, could be a highly coveted free agent in the 2024 offseason. At least 3 teams have shown preliminary interest in signing the sharpshooting guard, according to The Athletic's Kelly Iko. The report noted that the Rockets, the Magic and the Warriors are among the expected suitors for Beasley when the NBA's free agency period gets underway on June 30. Houston has identified floor spacing and shooting as an area of need this offseason privately and publicly, and have an interest in veteran sharpshooter Malik Beasley, league sources said, Iko wrote on May 21. Beasley, who is also attracting early interest from Orlando and Golden State, spent the past season in Milwaukee, starting 77 games and shooting 41.3% from three-point distance. While Beasley played in only 5 playoff games, he shot an impressive 44% from the field in the 6 games of the first-round series against the Pacers. In a bidding war, the Warriors could lose out to the Rockets and Magic, the other 2 teams linked to Beasley. While the Rockets have limited cap space, they have access to their $12.9 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception, MLE, and $4.7 million biannual exception to use in free agency or acquire a player in a trade, per ESPN's Bobby Marks. For context, Beasley signed with the Bucks on a 1-year, $2.7 million veteran minimum deal in the 2023 offseason. As such, a MLE or any contract north of $10 million per year would consider a big payday for the veteran shooter. The Magic could create up to $35 million in cap room, most of which they could spend on rumored targets such as Klay Thompson and D'Angelo Russell. However, they also have access to an $8 million room mid-level exception they could use on Beasley. As for the Warriors, the situation is more complex and depends on the future of Kevin Looney, Klay Thompson and Chris Paul, per ESPN's Marks. The Warriors have up until June 24 to guarantee Kevin Looney's $8 million contract. There is $3 million guaranteed, and until June 28 for the $30 million owed to Chris Paul. If both players are waived, Golden State enters July with $137 million in salary, $34 million below the luxury tax and $54 million under the second apron. The futures of Thompson, Paul and Looney will determine which free agent exception is available, Marks wrote after the Warriors were eliminated from the playoffs on April 16. According to Warriors owner Joe Lacob, the franchise's leading priority in the 2024 offseason is to fall under the NBA's second apron, thereby shedding some luxury tax. Our plan 1 or 1A is that we'd like to be out of the tax, Lacob told the TK show on February 14 via Bleacher Report. The truth is, we need to be out of the tax 2 years out of the next 4 in order to get this repeater thing off our books. That's the plan, to try to do that, and we think we can keep our team together. With finances getting in the way, the chances of the Warriors making significant roster upgrades ahead of the 2024-25 season are unlikely. That is, unless they make the drastic all of trading one of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green or Jonathan Kuminga. The Mike Dunleavy Jr.-led front office is expected to shop Andrew Wiggins. Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry compared to God by Stephen A. Smith in one jaw-dropping rant to Joe Lacob. Following their collapse in the play-in tournament this season, the Golden State Warriors face a huge dilemma whether to disband their current core or to retool their roster to maximize their narrowing championship window. If it were up to Stephen A. Smith, he would prefer the latter because the team still has Stephen Curry since he is still one of the league's best players. The Warriors owe Steph Curry whatever the hell Steph Curry wants. I'm a Christian and I don't compare any man to God, but that man Steph Curry is the closest thing to a godlike figure that you have in that area, Smith said, via 95.7 The Game. Too invaluable. Too untouchable. And oh by the way, still a star. That man needs more talent, go get him more talent. That man needs a better roster, go get him a better roster. He needs Steve Kerr re-upped for years to come, you do that too. You give Steph Curry whatever the hell he needs in order to keep him, as a team, relevant in the championship equation. He deserves no less. He's still a superstar in this league. The brother is the epitome of perfection when it comes to a professional athlete, he concluded. Stephen Curry still has a lot of gas left in his tank, as he's coming off another fine season for the Golden State Warriors, averaging 26.4 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game on 45/41/92 shooting splits in 74 regular season games. The four-time NBA champion was named to the NBA All-Third Team on Wednesday. As mentioned, Stephen Curry makes the Golden State Warriors competitive, and the front office needs to give him a stronger supporting cast since he is not getting any younger. The team may let go of Klay Thompson because he has been on a steady decline, and Draymond Green's off-court antics and periodic absences don't help them either. Youngsters Jonathan Kuminga, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Brandon Podziemski, and Moses Moody all show promise, but they all have to realize their full potential sooner rather than later. Chris Paul reportedly linked to Lakers, Spurs this summer. In the days before June 28, the Golden State Warriors will officially announce they are not picking up the $30 million team option on Chris Paul. It is possible the Warriors and CP3 agree to move back that deadline if the Warriors think his salary could be part of a trade. At age 39, Paul still has a place on an NBA roster, just not at that price. The Warriors not picking up that option makes Paul a free agent this summer. Where might he land? The Lakers and Spurs are the teams that keep coming up, reports Mark Stein in his latest newsletter. The Spurs and the Lakers keep coming up as potential suitors for the Warriors' Chris Paul if Paul becomes a free agent this offseason. Paul's long-standing friendship with LeBron James and his well-known desire to stay as close to his LA-based family as possible certainly add credence to the notion of the Lakers signing him. Both teams make some sense. In addition to his relationship with LeBron James, whom the Lakers are trying to make happy as they work out a new contract, the Lakers need more depth, and Paul showed in Golden State last season that when coming off the bench, he can still lift up a second unit. The Lakers likely can only offer a veteran minimum contract, but if that's all that's on the table, being in Los Angeles close to his family would be important to Paul. The Spurs are looking for point guards to play with Victor Wembanyama. While San Antonio's priority is a younger starter at the position, DeJounte Murray, or maybe Darius Garland, adding a veteran, high-IQ backup like Paul could work as well. Steve Kerr said he loved coaching CP3 in Golden State and hopes he returns. Whatever happens, Paul will have options. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Chris Paul? Leave your opinion in the comments.